All right, it looks like we're live. We're here for another day of Advent of Code for 2019. It's day 2, so that means it's December. Well, it's about to be December 2nd in Eastern Time, but for me, it's December 1st still. Hey, what's up, Michaela? Thank you for the host, as you always do. Yeah, and if you're watching this on YouTube, you can skip ahead to about the 13-minute mark if you want to see the actual coding portion, but until then it's just gonna be, you know, me chatting it up and the boring stuff like that. Michaela says, way to start the stream when I was literally in the middle of messaging you to ask for help. Well, you'll have to ask for help but anyway, we're gonna be doing day 2 of Advent of Code today. Yesterday we did day 1, which is usually the kind of the easier of the days, and they kind of ramp up in ramp up in difficulty as the days go on. I was actually just looking back at my 2018 solutions, and for whatever reason, so I wrote unit tests for all my tests, or for all my implementations, but for whatever reason, day 18 I'm failing the tests, which means that I did something wrong there, but also I don't know why these are skipped. Maybe I just didn't write tests for 19, 20, 21, and day 9. Oh, I know why I didn't write one for day 9. Day 9 was the weird assembly one, if I remember right. But anyway, one of them is failing, so clearly I didn't do my testing correctly. But I'll have to go back and fix that another day. But yeah, so I'm just gonna set up my my repository structure for day 2, and then we'll wait for the countdown, chat about stuff. We'll make it happen, I guess. Let's see, make dir day 02. I've learned this year to 0 prefix the days so that they sort properly. And I think I've decided that what I'm going to do is, for this year of Advent of Code, I'm going to do my primary solution in Python to get points for it, but then I'm going to implement it in some other programming language just for the lulz of it. Michaela says, guilt, what exactly is on your mind? I'm not guilty of anything. I don't think I did anything guilty today, hopefully. Yeah, maybe I'll write some Rust. I did C++ yesterday. Still remember how to C++, so that's good. I'd be a little bit concerned if I couldn't C++ anymore. Mostly because I spent like almost 3 or 4 years of my life writing C++, and so one would hope that I can still do some basic summation and remember the integer division stuff here. Where did you hide the bodies? Yikes. T-Bod T says, I don't like Rust. The zero-cost abstractions take too long to compile. Yeah, I did notice, like, when I played with Rust a little bit, which honestly I didn't get much further than Hello World. I think I used it for one day of Advent of Code in 2018. But it did take a while to compile. That's one thing I do remember. But like, it didn't take as long as C++, so it couldn't be that bad, I guess. Last year, I guess I did day 1 with Rust. But last year's part 1 was just like dead simple. It was literally just add up all the numbers. And yeah, I could have done this with the cutesy functional programming, what is it, fold or whatever. But I don't know that I really like the functional programming approaches. I don't know, Rust seemed fine. I didn't really do anything too complicated, and I learned later that this pattern here can be done with expect, which either I didn't know or the tutorial I was reading last year I had no idea about, but this can be essentially 1 line of code instead of 11. But that was last year me, so maybe I'll do Rust, but slightly better this time. One thing I didn't like about Rust is this like implicit return, but a bunch of languages do this. I think Ruby also does. T says, I like how Go compiles so fast that it doesn't even print anything to tell you that it's compiling. Yeah, but I don't know that I like any other part of Go. Michaela says, did you do any of the 2015? No, I did not. Last year was the first year that I did it, and I haven't gone back to do previous years. Actually, I think I might have done one day in 2017. No, I did 1.5 days of 2017. But I don't think I did any of 16 or... Oops, that's not a 5, that's a 4. Or 15. Yeah, I didn't do any of those. And I don't really remember doing 2017. I must have just been like, this is what Advent of Code is. Let's do it. Can you do 2015 so I can see? Just like the beginning-ish. You want to do... Let's see if I can do day 1, part 1 before we need to get started. Real quick. Let's see. 2015. You're on day 2, but you're kind of derp. Well, I could do day 2 then. It's day 2. Is tilting... Alright, let's see. That is not my input. That's not how you download that. Okay, so a bunch of boxes, it looks like cubes maybe? What does it say? Running on wrapping paper, so you need to submit in order for more. They have a list of dimensions, length, width, and height for each present, and only want to order exactly as much as they need. Fortunately, each present is a box. Cool. Find the surface area. Okay, so it's a bit of a parsing problem. Let's just give put the example in here. We'll make the test pass. Hey, what's up, Frodion? Thank you for the follow and welcome to the stream. Just looking a little bit at 2015 part 1 before we get started. Feet of rabbit bang plus 6 square feet of slack. What is the slack? Wait. Wait, how is slack computed? They also need a little extra paper for each present, the area of the smallest side. Oh, okay. The area of the smallest side. Oh, okay, so 1 by 1. Got it. Black is the areast of the smallest size. Cool. How many square feet of wrapping paper should they need in total? Okay, so it's the total dimensions plus the smallest size. Okay, so I'm just gonna cheat. Well, let's see. I can just use split to parse here. So normally we would get a series of lines as our input, but for our just single input here, alright, we should put in the example here. 52 and 42 for this one. 2. Racing the clock here. Hopefully I can get done in 5 minutes on this one. I don't know if I'll be able to get part 2 done. 5 minutes. HS and LS, and I realize I have a typo here. It sounds like one individual thing, but if I want to do 1,000, I'm not sure really how to do this. I see. Okay. So the different faces. So there's gonna be 6 different faces, and they're each combinations of these. So faces equals W times H, H times L, and L times W. So the slack is going to be the minimum of these. And then total plus equals double each of the faces plus the slack. So I think that solves part 1. AOC 2019 VM. I'm just trying to get PyTest so I can run my tests. Well, I have a typo. There's a dot that's missing here. Ambiguous variable name L. Annoying, but that one will be called length just to appease the linter. Okay. We're off by 1. Why are we off by 1? 1 times 1, 1 times 10, and 10 times 1. So we should have 2 plus 20 plus 20 is 42. Oh, I just copied the input wrong. It should have been 43. I probably copied this one wrong too. 58. Okay, so that passes that, and I assume if I run it with the input, Python part1.py input.txt, and that would get us our first input, and so that should be part 1 of day 2 of 2015. That's kind of the way I would approach that one. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Let's see. Oh, min is a thing. Yeah, min is pretty great. It's built-in function that just kind of does it for you. Ribbon is all the same width, so you need to worry about the length. Ribbon is required shortest distance around its sides or the smallest perimeter of any face. Okay. Yeah, so I do that one as well. I made a function that sorted it and returned the first one in the index and steps later. Yeah, that works. It's a little bit more work, but works out. I don't even know how that happened. You're like a robot. Beep boop. I'm the robot. I will do some cods. It will be fine. Okay, day 2. Just getting ready because we're about, I think we're almost ready to start on. Now we got 45 seconds before we start this one. Mumi Jamala says that works too, but it's a bit more expensive computationally to sort them than to just find the minimum. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really make a difference for only 3 elements because it's like log n versus n log n versus n, which is gonna basically be 3 operations either way. But yeah, actually, what happens if you go try and load the URL early? Oh, look, it's a 404. Is that the right URL? Oh, it's /day/2. Day/2. Please don't repeatedly request this endpoint for it. Oh yeah, I remember this. The early bird protection. All right, let's go. I'm gonna start by copying input, just so we get that out of the way, and then we can start. Oh, it's a nice long one-liner. That'll be fun. Okay, so let's read the problem. On the way to your gravity assist around the moon, your ship computer beeps angrily. Beep, beep, beep. About a 1202 program alarm on the radio, and Elf is already explaining how to handle the situation. Don't worry, that's perfectly normal. The ship computer bursts into flames. You notify the elves that the computer's magic smoke seems to have escaped. The computer ran int code programs like the gravity assist program it was working on. Surely there are enough spare parts up there to build a new int code computer. An int code program is a list of integers separated by commas. Cool. To run one, you start by looking at the first integer called the position. Oh, it's another opcode problem. Here you'll find an opcode either 1, 2, or 99. The opcode indicates what to do. For example, 99 means that the program is finished and should immediately halt. Okay, 99 means halt. Gotta remember that. 99 is halt. This one's gonna be an interesting one. Let's see. Opcode 1 adds together numbers read from 2 positions and stores the result in the 3rd position. 1 read from 2 positions, add and store in 3rd. Cool. The 3 integers immediately after the opcode tell you these 3 positions. Positions are directly after. So we're going to be writing our own little programming language, it looks like. First two, which you read, the third, where you write. Okay. For example, 1, 10, 20 should read at position 10 and 20 and store in 30. Cool. Opcode 2 works exactly like 1, except it multiplies the 2 instead of adding them. 2 is mults. Cool. Once you're done processing an opcode, move to the next by 1 by stepping forward 4 positions. Jump forward 4 after processing. Then we have sample program. Yeah, we don't care about the execution. I think I can figure that out. What's the example that we want? Once you have a working computer, the first step is to restore the gravity just before the last computer caught fire. But to do this before running the program... Wait, what the fuck? Shit, I missed something important. Do this before running the program, replace position 1 with the value 12 and replace position 2 with the value 2. What is left at position 0 after the program halts? Once you have a working computer, the first step is to restore the gravity. Okay. Damn, maybe I should read this. Okay, that's just explaining how the opcodes work. Replace position... Before running the program, replace position 1 with the value 12 and replace position 2 with the value 2. Okay, so we need to make a correct program and then we need to break it, I guess. So, the first part is going to be parsing here, and it looks like we just have a series of comma-separated numbers. So, we'll just do int s for, well... So we're just going to comma split all of these and turn them into ints, and this will be our program. We don't really have, I guess we do have some sample inputs. We do have some sample inputs, but this kind of makes the problem different at the end, so my test cases aren't going to work so well. But let's put these in... let's see, from typing... Yes, I'm wasting time putting typing in my code. What did it say to do? Program 1 to be 12, and then program 2 to be 2. Return compute not broken prog. And our examples here are this, which I'll just let some code formatter fix that for me later, and that should output 2. Grab. We'll just get that one working first. And I said I was going to make a thing fix it for me, but okay. So the basics for this is going to be we're going to have a program counter, which is the opcode position, and then we're going to keep processing opcodes until we're done. So we're going to start our program counter at 2, and we'll have an infinite loop, and opcode is equal to program at the program counter. Did it say it wraps around? Did not say whether it wraps around or not. We're just gonna assume that the program is well formed, I guess. If the opcode is equal to 99, return program 0. Elif the opcode is equal to 1. Program at plus 3. Yeah, plus 3 equals program of program opcode plus 2 plus so that's add, and we'll do the same thing for multiply. Times here. And hopefully this will be unreachable. Oh, and then we need to increment the program counter. Okay. Let's try part 1. List has no attribute strip. Oh, because I'm still calling compute. Compute not broken. Input L. Type with the variable name. Hey, what's up, Mindful Fox? How's it going? Then list assignment index out of order. Or out of range. How did we break that? Should have been 0. Prog opt C plus 3. 99. 0 plus 3. Oh, it's not opt C plus 3, it's PC plus 3. Okay, cool. That works. So I'm gonna get cocky and just run it here and see what we get. Isn't that the right answer? Hey, ooh, 268. Not high enough to get points, but still pretty good. We'll run it 5 times to get our best time, which was this one. Day 02 / part 1. Day 2 part 1. And yeah, I'm wasting a little bit of time on doing linting and committing, and that's fine. Got 15th place. That's pretty good, T-Bod T. I spent a little bit of time reading the lore though, so I think I get some style points for that. Okay, part 2. Good, the new computer seems to be working correctly. Keep it nearby during this mission. You'll probably use it again. Blah, 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 blah. Your current priority should be to complete your gravity assist around the moon. For this mission, we need to settle on some terminology for the parts you've already built. Int codes programs are given a list of integers. These values are used as initial state of the program's memory. When you run an int code program, make sure to start by initialing memory to the program's values. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Position memory is called an address. Yeah. Opcodes, cool. The values used immediately after an opcode are called the instructions parameters. Yes, cool. I don't know how programs work. Instruction pointer, I called it the program counter, but whatever, same thing. With terminology out of the way, we're ready to proceed. To complete the gravity assist, you need to determine what pairs of inputs produce the output this. The input should be provided to the program by replacing the values at addresses 1 and 2 just like before. In this program, the values placed at address 1 is called the noun, and the place at address 2 is called the verb. Each of the 2 input values will be between 0 and 99. Okay, so we're just gonna write a crappy version of this. Part 1, part 2.py. There's probably some optimized solution for this. We're just gonna brute force this though, because there's only what, 100 times 100. Oops. There's only 10,000 of these to test. Okay. For I in range 100. What was it? Was it noun and verb? What was the first one? Address 1 is called the noun. Okay, for noun in range, for verb in range 100. So that should be fine. The test is not relevant here. It's the same test as before, though. I think that's how we do this. Let's see. Python 3 part 2 input.text. Does produce a result, so let's see if that's the right answer. Dope. Okay, done with day 2. 182. That's not bad. Stop being a software engineer and be a dirty hacker. Michaela says he's gonna look back at his notes after this and not understand any of what he wrote down. I don't know, I think my notes are relevant. This is well, the basic notes there. But yeah, we got it done. Not so bad. Alright, best of 5 again. Ooh, these ones were slower. Now, do we want to like super optimize this, or should I try in a different programming language? What do you guys think? I think I should optimize or programming language, because I think I don't know. I think the only way I would optimize this is to figure out what the original program did and then just fix it. Dealer's choice, damn it. I kind of want to see it in C. It's a classic. Okay, we could do it in C. All right, I'm gonna be a little bit rusty on my C here, so let's do it in C. Why not? Can I cheat in C? Can I use fixed size arrays? Because then it gets easy. If I don't do it with fixed size arrays, it's a little bit more work. No cheating, so I have to use dynamically sized arrays. Okay. Alright. Movie Jamal says, God damn it, my code works with the example, but not the actual input. Did you remember to substitute the 2 values that it had? Because that's the weird part for me. Alright, let's do this in C. Standard.io.h, int main. Do I have to have void? I don't remember. But actually it's not going to be void. We're going to be using int argc and char ** argv. Is that how that works? Main function signature C. That's going to be C++. Char * argv bracket. Okay, that sounds right. Hopefully that's fine for C as well. If argc does not equal 2, printf. Wait, how do I print to standard error? Print to standard error C. Getting the basics out of the way. F printf standard error. That's what I thought. Usage. %s file name argv0 return 1. Okay, we have a basic program now, right? I've never actually worked with files in C. Oh, we need a new line. So that'll be a new one for me. I worked with them in C++, but never C. Okay, cool. So we have that first part working. Let's see, read a file in C. Let the Googling begin. Yes, you get to watch me learn how to do basics of basic programs. fopen returns a file pointer with char star and mode. Okay. File star f equals fopen argv1 read, and that'll return a null if it's broken. Let's see. F-close. Do we really need to F-close? Probably. Don't want to leak those file descriptors. I could use man fopen, right? Errors. The e-inval, the mode provided was invalid. They set error no. How do I check for an error? What's the correct way to check for an error? If null. Okay. That's what I thought. If f equals no. Valid file name. Input.text. Okay, cool. It's working. Hey, what's up, Kappa? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Just try it yourself. Yeah, that would have worked. Okay, we have a file working. So now we need to read integers from it, and we need to have an array that we're going to malloc and then free. Does it have to be memory safe? Probably. I'm not gonna check for errors on malloc though. Let's see. Read a file in C. Yeah, that was the one we had open before. We want scanf. We want fscanf, if I remember correct. Hey, what's up, Imperiex? Thank you for Imperius? I don't know. Either way, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I want fscanf. What is the return value? Okay. Return value. On success, the function returns the number of items of the argument list filled. The count can be... Alright. Okay, so... we're gonna have at least... let's see, we're gonna have int size. This is gonna be, some C89, or not C89, whatever the new C that lets me put variables wherever I want. Type C. And we'll have an array of integers. Should really be longs, I guess. Maybe unsigned longs? I don't know. The array should be malloc size times size of what's the correct way to call malloc? I know there's one way, like I would have just done size of long, but I don't know if that's right. Calling malloc correctly in C. How to use malloc correctly? This does not have that many upvotes. Updoinks. Size of star sequence times number. Okay. That seems right. Although, can I access it? Yeah. Size of star r times size. Okay, so now we need to write a loop to read all of the values. We're getting super low level here. It's gonna be great. I guess I should update my stream title because now we're doing C instead of Python. Okay, so fscanf returns the number matched. We should always be able to fscanf once. You're on the very edge of the cam. Oh yes, because I've scooted my chair over. You gotta see my beautiful face, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna read one integer first, and then we're gonna read every integer after it, because it'll be like comma and then thing, comma and then thing, and that'll make that easier. If fscanf percent %d if this does not equal 1, should I use go-to like a real? Yeah, Ethan, I'm running C. I already wrote my Python solution, so now we're writing some C, and we're doing it correct. So GCC %d expects an argument of type int star, but the value has long int. Okay, long int should be L, not D. Fine. Conversion lacks type at end. Warning, implicitly defined. Oh, I forgot standard lib.h. Cool. Should it be LL? Is that what I need? Oh, that looks right. Long int. Warning, conversion lacks type at end of format. Too many arguments for format. I thought warnings were meant to be ignored. All C programs or undefined behavior can make the stack small enough. True. No go-tos. Alright. Deal. What the fuck is this supposed to be? Oh, LD, I see. There's two parts to the table. Got it. No, not long double, long int, right? D and I are the same thing. Okay, cool. LD expects long int star begot long int. Doing pointer arithmetic, you know it's a good day. Give it not a thing, we get numbers. If we give it input.text, it should be cool. Alright. want a function for this? Nah, we'll just do this all in main. It'll be terrible code. It's fine. Actually, let's start by giving it an initial size of 4, just for the lulz. While fscanf x arrows comma ld. That's how fscanf works, right? Okay, so while we successfully read one off, idx plus equals 1. If idx is greater than or equal to size, then we need to realloc the array. We'll double the size each time. Fine. Then we want to mem copy because we're gonna cheat from. Well, it's not cheating, right? Mem copy C. How does it work? How does it work? From one to the other, and then the size of. But we don't have fixed size arrays. Fine. Source, destination. Oh, destination source? Yeah. Size of... Copy the whole array of ARR into new ARR. And then free ARR, and then ARR equals new ARR. Size times equals 2. Now it's time to start programming the solution. Yeah, hopefully I've been able to read the array properly. Hey, what's up, SaidWho12? How's it going? Okay, I think this is right. So let's just print the array to see if it works. var, what am I doing? I less than idx, I plus equals 1. Printf. We just use printf. %d. And at the end we need to free error. Forgot about that. And ld, right. We're using longs. I forgot a semicolon already? Damn. Implicit declaration of mem copy. Is using mem copy on integers undefined behavior? I hope not. Mem copy C. No, I don't want this website. That website is bad. I don't want that one either. This one's fine. Copy the number of bytes from source. The underlying type of the objects are irrelevant for this function. Dope. Alright, printed out a bunch of numbers. And 0, 14, 0. Okay. Seems to work. Seems to work. SaidWho12 says, are you new to C? No, I just don't write C very often. So if I'm doing something non-idiomatic, just call me out on it and I'll fix it. But I'm used to working in high-level languages which have nice things. Someone said, let's do C, and so I said, why not? We'll do C today. And so I'm just like double checking everything as I go on. Okay, we have the first part, which is the not so interesting part, and now someone, yeah. And so now we just need to do the opcode portion, which is really just this loop. So we'll actually make a function for this. Let's see, long compute, long star program, and then size t length. Although we don't actually care about that, do we? We'll just let it be undefined behavior. Okay, so size t program counter is 0. There's no true in C, I guess, so while 1. Although, are there true macros? When is the true macro? True macro C. Is that C20? When did that get introduced? Is that a thing? Standard bool. Finds number macros including this. Since C99. Okay, that works. I don't know how idiomatic it is, but we have nice things, we can use nice things, right? C20 doesn't exist, lol. C99, yeah. Fine, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I think I was thinking of C11, actually. But if it's in C99, then ship it. Good enough for me. Program at PC. This is basically a direct... Actually, I can probably just cut and paste this. And then rewrite it. Oh, this code is unreachable. That's fine. Fixing the Python code while we write C. How does CAssert work again? It's assert thing and then thanks. Macro function. Expression, just an expression. Okay, there's no message. Semicolons and I'm writing an interpreter. Yeah, this problem is an interpreter type problem. I've done assert bang message. Oh, I like that. It's clever. I like it. Nice. I like that T-bot T. Thanks. Okay, so for part 1, it's just ARR1 equals 12, and then ARR2 equals 2, and then printf. And LD, I did it right this time. And then that. Opc undeclared, first used in this function. Right. In function compute. Expected a semicolon before if. Cool. Okay, those are the same. That's good. Good part one. Oh yeah, I could pound define my own assert. That would work too. You're right. But if you know more C than me, how does my C look? This is a, this is my dynamically sized vector. Why do you do plus equals 1? It's an old habit. Old habit. It actually comes from when I used to write a lot of JavaScript, and back in the day, the JavaScript gurus that be would say, "Don't use plus plus. It's bad. It's slow. It's the worst. You should use plus equals 1 because it's better." And it just kind of stuck with me, and so you can curse my past JavaScript gurus that have cursed me into typing plus equals 1 when I could get away with plus plus thing. I mean, in reality, I could... Oh, I also do it down here. Plus plus is better if the compiler's dumb because it uses the inc instruction. I'm sure it still compiles to the same thing. You give it enough O's, it'll do the right thing. Oh, I forgot to commit part 2. Whoops, let me do that first. We can put this in as well. Day 2, part 2. Multiple spaces for operator. Cool, it fixed it for me. Love Freakman hooks. With modern compilers, sure, but those are giant GCC, Clang, MSVC. I mean, why would you use a crappy compiler if you have access to good compilers? It's exciting. Part 2 is going to be a little bit trickier in C because I'm going to have to make copies of things to do it properly. Day 2, part 1 in C. What if you're using a computer from 1980? Oh well, then I'll be real sad. Because then how will I the internet? Or literally anything. Alright, let's transpose my Python solution into C. Okay, so the trick with this one, the way I did this in part 2 is just a brute force, checking every single number. We can do the same thing again. It's essentially for long noun equals 0, noun less than 100, noun plus 1. Yes, I know, plus equals blah blah blah. Long, verb equals 0, verb less than 100, verb plus equals 1. And then becomes the tricky part, because we're really making a copy of this array each time. Long star temp equals malloc size of star temp times idx, I think it was our length, and then mem copy into temp from ARR, size of ARR times IX, and then temp1 equals noun, temp2 equals verb, if, what was the function called? If compute temp equals this random ass number, then we fprintf $100 times noun plus verb. Is that what it was? Yeah. And then we need to... We actually want to return out of this here, so we actually have to free temp, free ARR, and close F. Oh, actually, we can close the file up here because we're completely done with it at this point. So really I should fix my part 1 to also do that. Because we're actually done with the file once we've finished reading it here. Senhu12 says, I'm having trouble with something, can you help me understand? You send me a Godbolt link. Yes, yes. I think your problem is macros. That would be my guess. What the fuck did you just bring upon this cursed land? Can I explain the macros going on here? Maybe. These are just defining some bits. This is a function which string concatenates the two arguments onto the end of it. So if you have NAND 0 and 1, you'd end up with NAND underscore 0, 1, and which will end up being 1. And then you define a splat macro, which will just put the variable arguments into this function. So this allows you to do NAND 0 and 1. This defines not, or, and in terms of NAND. This defines XOR in terms of those. And then this just runs a bunch of those. So this is really just it implementing all of these functions in terms of NAND. So it's a lot of shit going on there. I think that's what you want, right? Is that what you wanted me to explain? Are you just testing me to know whether I know stuff? Hey, what's up? P4RI says Python yeet yeet. Yeah, I usually write Python. That's my normal jam. But I'm writing in C right now because someone wanted me to be sad. T-Bot T says, I can explain it first, but you have to promise you're not trolling. Well, I explained it anyway, so it's too late for that. P4R, are you asking like what my day job is? I work as a infrastructure developer at Lyft, where I build developer tools on the developer experience team. Which is a thing. It's fun. It's what I do on my day job. Oh, actually, I can just keep reusing temp. I don't need to free it over and over. Let's do this. And if we somehow got out of the loop without doing that, which we shouldn't have because it should be unreachable. Assert unreachable. which actually means we don't need to free all those things. Yeah, I think this works. Jokes, I can't type. That would be the problem. Passing argument 1 of fprintf, incompatible pointer type. Oh, not fprintf. Just want printf. It's a little bit faster. Oh, it's a lot faster in C. Oh, you're not trolling me? Okay, good. Just trying to understand. I see. Cool. Python's your first language. Nice. It was my 12th, 13th, 14th, something like that. Shiny. There's a shiny Pokemon? Where is it? I thought your job was showing off skills on Twitch. Oh, you know, that's just my side job. Parsit says he's a lifter. I'm actually a lifter in several ways. There's this company called Tidelift, which I have a pretty dope t-shirt from them. Although, I think I might be too embarrassed to wear it in real life. But I did get a t-shirt. So Tidelift is a open source subscription model thing where basically companies pay Tidelift and then Tidelift pays maintainers of popular packages. So for instance, PyTest is one of the ones that I help maintain and Tidelift has a program through them. But anyway, I have a t-shirt that says, zoom this in. Oh, okay. It says pay the maintainers, which, yes, pay the open source maintainers because they do good stuff. So I'm a Tide lifter, I'm a lift lifter. I don't really lift weights though, so not that type of lifter. I mean, I have lifted weights before, and I do it sometimes, but I wouldn't call myself, you know, a real lifter, you know? Where did you work before that? I was at Yelp before that, and I was at a company called Infor before that. HTML and CSS don't count. Ooh, those are fighting words, Bolio Polio. I guess you probably wouldn't count several flavors of SQL either. Now make your Python code call your C code. You know, I probably could. Nice Hacktoberfest shirt. Yeah, that is what I'm wearing. This is the 2018 Hacktoberfest shirt. I have today's. I have this year's shirt too, which I really like. It's good. Good shirt. I approve. Actually, let me make sure this is up to snuff before we commit it. We just reuse this compute function from before. We have this solid dynamically sized vector here. And we repeatedly copy into this. So one reason, at least one reason why the Python one's gonna be way slower is I'm allocating and reallocating every time, but in C I'm only allocating once. It's gonna be slightly faster, but yeah, looks good. Actually, let's see what happens if I get pedantic with the error handling. So it's gonna be mad at me. W error. Well, it's still fine somehow. Okay, whatever. Implement day 2, part 2 in C. Let's see. Yeah, now make your Python code call your C code. Actually, wouldn't that be too bad? Let's see. How would I do that? I mean, I would just I would just make a function that exposes the scratch Python, do I have basic C module? So I'd make a module like this. We don't care about the Python 2, because fuck Python 2. Gross. We would copy this bit. Do I actually want to do this? Probably not. It'd be pylong from long and then D. Oh, so this needs to take arguments. Ah. Okay, we're not gonna do this. Anyway, I could, but I don't want to. Respect to all the package maintainers. True, true. Michaela says, have you been playing Pokemon Sword and Shield? Not yet. I just got a Switch yesterday. I don't have any games for it. I intentionally did not want to get it on launch because of the whole shenanigans about it being kind of an unfinished game, and like, I'm a completionist. Like, I have all the shiny Pokemon, I have full Pokedex lined up in boxes, but I can't bring them into the new games because they didn't implement all the Pokemon. Grumble, grumble. And I didn't want to pay full price, so I gonna buy it used or whatever and get it cheaper or whatever. And not on launch. Greyland says, you can also start your own business as a free open source software developer to sell free software. Yeah, it's true. A little bit harder. But one day maybe. I would love to be able to make a sustainable living on just open source and streaming. That would be the dream. But I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. It's certainly something that I can kind of strive to. Nano greater than Vim. Yeah, we got another Nano friend in the chat. I'm actually working on my own text editor that works kind of like Nano, but eventually will be my replacement for Nano. But it has some of the features of Nano, and eventually will be a fully featured text editor. But for now, like, it's mostly just a fancy demo and like my pet project that I work on from time to time. But like, some of the stuff we worked on recently is search, which has a full history, including reverse search, so you can find previous things that you typed. But that's my hardcore project right now. Michaela says, you open under 15 tabs to write all that code. Is that a new record? Yeah, usually when I have, oh, maybe more, maybe I have 15, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. Did you count, Michaela? You probably counted. Parsit says, I can't believe that any big company agrees to pay open source people some commission. Yeah, it rarely happens, unfortunately. They really should pay more. Polio says, they still haven't shipped mine, and I ordered on like October 12th. Where's my shirt? Sounds like you're in Europe, where they don't have nice things. Kathra says, could there be any other solution besides brute force, especially if noun and verb can be any integer instead of 0 to 100? Probably. The problem with that is what I would have to do is I would have to look at input. There's probably a closed form solution for this. How can I do this? 0 to 9 plus. I'm gonna try and put this in a more readable format. Go to 9 star, 0 to 9 star. We know they're in chunks of 4. An R? I don't know. Okay, so that splits them into chunks of 4. That gets them on one line at a time. So this is the program that we have. So my guess is that we can optimize most of this out. Like you could probably simplify it down to a single program, and then it's probably just constant time lookup as to what values would work for it. Like you could probably turn this into a system of equations, is what I'm saying. And then just simplify the system of equations. Because it's essentially like assigning a bunch of variables and then at the end solving for that answer. But that seems like a lot of work. And I don't really want to stay up too late because I eventually have to go to work tomorrow. But that would be, like, if you were going to search for a closed form solution, that's how I do it, Kthra. Sedhu says, do you know if there are any calculators you have to program in C or straight machine code? In that case, you do need to be careful about everything, but that's just an example. I mean, every calculator that I've seen that's programmable has some form of, like, basic on it. So, like TI basic or whatever, and, like, you don't really have to... You're not writing low-level code there. I think very rarely in the modern age, I think very rarely you write your own low-level code, unless you're targeting direct FPGA hardware stuff. But that seems like it seems like something that I would not do ever myself. Although then again, I did have a fun hardware project. Let me find my fun hardware project that I did in college. I have pictures of it on Facebook somewhere. But anyway, the background of this is there's these like student remote. I probably still have one. Do I have them? There, here. Nope, I didn't bring them with me. Anyway, there's these like white remotes, and they have like 5 buttons on them, and you use them to answer quiz questions. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, fuck it, let's show this. So this is the project that I ended up doing. You guys see that on stream? Sure. But basically, there's like machine code. This is the actual dump of the EEPROM. But we basically soldered wires to the boards and then hooked them up to an AVR programmer, and then we were able to dump the EEPROM, change the machine code, and then flash our own code onto these. So we made this like this pretty derpy thing that basically you'd press a particular button combination and it would spam voting for C under like 255 IDs, and so like teachers would be like, where did 255 people come from? What the hell is going on? And the other thing that I learned is the teacher clicker and the student clicker. The teacher clicker is blue and the student clicker is white, and that's literally the only difference. Just the color of the plastic. And so we found out how to flash the IDs from another clicker onto this clicker. So like through social engineering, I could walk up to the teacher and be like, oh, this is cool. Is this how the clicker works? And then like memorize the hex digits off the back. Then, oh, cool, nice. It was nice chatting with you. Hope to see you around. And then I would go back and flash those onto mine, and suddenly I could control their slides and fuck with their stuff and whatever. But that was a fun project that I did in college where I had to actually do low-level stuff. But anyway, side tangent. D4RI says, hey, I've heard that Lyft is a big fan of Python. Yeah, we use Python for a lot of stuff. Probably about like 80% of our services are written in Python. Then some of them are in Go, some of them are in Java. We have a few C++ things, but yeah. Time to program your own Pokemon game, Anthony. So funny thing about that, Michaela, I have actually programmed my own Pokemon game. I never finished it, and I didn't really get very far. Let's see if we can get it to run. It's been a while since I've tried to make it run. I actually rewrote it on stream at one point. Why is Pillow a thing? Oh, I guess it uses Pillow. Oh, let's see if we can make it work. Let's see, Firefox, localhost, 5000. Okay, the maps didn't load. We're off to a good start there. Why didn't the maps load? Python version of the server bits. Do I have to run it from a particular place? How does this work? Sprite 404, so that's part of the problem. Oh, do I have to build it from the admin site? Is that what it is? Map/build. Let's try that. The fuck does this work? Hack to serve stag files. Okay, cool. There's a hack. What? There's like an admin site to this. I remember that much. This is a JSON endpoint, so it's not that. This is the build. Damn, I don't remember how it works, but there used to be a... Oh, maybe it's /map builder? Oh, we don't have... Oh, it's busted. Anyway, I wrote a Pokemon game at one point. Do I have screenshots of it somewhere? I think I have screenshots. Hopefully that'll... Hopefully that'll suffice to convince you that I actually did this at some point. Yeah, here we go. This is my Pokemon game. This is what it looks like right now. It had a map editor. You could walk around and stuff. There was test suite. You could interact with trees. This was the like text engine that I had started to build. And that's when I lost interest in the project. And this was in 2012. So it's been a while since I've actually worked on it. But anyway, I did write a Pokemon game at one point. Sendu says the orange pie, which I have one of. Oh, interesting. Just use Ambien. Ambien? You counted my tabs, I see. I'm so far behind on chat right now. Holy shit. We use ours for development for websites, also hosts. Oh, interesting. Just look up how to X on Raspberry Pi. True. Yeah, lots of things I've been picking up on ARM, which is pretty cool in some ways. Like, I think ARM is going to be the cheap way to develop software pretty soon. I've also heard rumors that Apple is going to replace their Intel chips with ARM chips, which will be interesting. I guess logical programming languages fit well with this problem. Yeah, because it's essentially just a constraint solver when you get down to the bottom of it. Senhu says, where'd you find this music? It's a playlist on YouTube for copyright-free music. I just pasted a link to the current position in the playlist. You ever heard of Vulkan? No. I was a bit worried about the government start banning IPFS/peer-to-peer, but now that CBP will be using it, I think they'll start to understand its efficiency. Ah, nice. Please do 3D graphics. I'd love to see you do that. I know fuck all about 3D graphics. That's why this was a 2D game. Which is broken for whatever reason, but someday I'll fix it. Michaela says, of course you have. Yeah, I have a GitHub repo for everything, after all. Do physics programming. I'd be really happy to learn from you. I did. So there was some physics-like problems last year in Advent of Code, so you might see some of that, but I don't tend to do like mathy stuff all that often, or physics stuff all that. But maybe, just maybe, we'll end up doing some of that this year. If they ban torrent technology, it's war. They can't do anything, yeah. Hey, what's up, Sarcastic Dante? Good morning to you. It's like all these memes about looking at your old code are completely correct. Do you like Twitter, says Zedu. I have a Twitter account. It's twitter.com/codewithanthony. I don't really like Twitter, although I clearly spend a lot of time tweeting it, but it's mostly just like me shilling my open source software or my streams or my YouTube or like podcasts, stuff like that. Not really, I don't really like YouTube. Unfortunately, a lot of developers end up being on it now, so it happens. But I did actually get my Pokemon game working last time I tried to mess with it. I just don't remember. I didn't leave myself directions on how to do it. But back in March, I did try and get it working and like spent 2 hours and
hopefully, like,
had the map. Oh no, this is the screenshot part. Those screenshots. This is me rewriting it in Python. That's the hack that we saw.
Cries softly.
Cries softly, yeah, that's a good past me there.
Okay.
I had the map builder working. Where was it?
What is it?
Yeah, here's the sprites and the map builder. This is further than I got today for whatever reason. I must be running it from the wrong directory.
Should not be a get.
Would be my guess.
Why is that a get?
My old JavaScript before I knew how to do this right. Well, that looked interesting.
Remembered them like this?
Okay, it looks like I'm supposed to run it from this directory,
that was
maybe.
the last thing that I got working. Which will hopefully be able to show.
Oops, I forgot to background that. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, clearly that's not the answer. Anyway, I promise I got it working last time. See if we can get a video of the demo. Yeah, here's it working.
So that when
Kind
you
of.
walk on them, you warp back and forth.
I got warp plates working too. That was the last thing that I worked on.
That was as far as I got in my game.
But it was a thing.
Kind of works.
It kind of works, yeah. Thanks, past me. You're the biggest nerd! Yeah, me. He got me. Time to remake your Pokemon game in 2020 or something. 2012 is a long time ago. Yeah, it's true. That was back when jQuery was cool. Thinking of doing the solutions in Z3. Z3 is amazing. I did one of my solutions last year in Z3 only because I was not clever enough to do it not with Z3. But day 23 was my cheat and use Z3 day. But Z3 is pretty amazing. If you've not heard of Z3, it's a constraint solver. Basically, you describe the constraints of your system among some variables, and then tell it to like maximize some variable or minimize some variable, and then check for a satisfiability, and then it'll crunch some crazy numbers and figure out the answer magically for you. And so I used that to solve one of the problems because it was my brain was just like melting from trying to model it. In fact, I think there's a clip. Twitch clips. I think there's a clip from my MS Paint when I was trying to model that particular problem. Yeah, this is that problem, me trying to model it.
I bet my mom does love your meme though.
But this is me talking about my mom's favorite meme.
That's probably.
But this was when my mind was melting from working on this. I think I spent like 3 days in a row working on day 23.
My mom's favorite meme currently is our good old friend. This is fine.
Yeah, this is still my mom's favorite meme. But yeah. I was banned on Twitter for posting OK Boomer too many times? Haha, that's funny. Yeah, I don't actually know anything about Battlefield 4. I haven't played Battlefield 4. Hey, what's up, Greeby Man? Thank you for the follow and welcome to the stream. Vulkan is a modern graphics API and it's written in C, and you actually have to handle GPU, bytecode, and memory yourself. Ooh, that sounds like a lot of work. Both Michaela and Parset have commented on the Anthony Inception. Sarcastic Dante asks, did you play the new Pokemon game? Not yet. I just got a Switch yesterday. Don't have any games yet. I will play it eventually. I didn't want to play it at launch due to the whole Pokedex shenanigans. Yeah. Michaela's. He said he was too busy looking at Pokemon Rule 34 to play the new game. Yeah, you know me. Gotta get those octilleries with them tentacles. Trainers are underage. Chat, did you hear about the 16-core Ryzen hysteria? No, I didn't. Are they selling like hotcakes? Entirely sold out. Damn. Before retail stores opened. That's crazy. I mean, these new CPUs do seem pretty hot. They're gonna be pretty dope. Zedwho12 says, are you very professional? What is that supposed to mean? I mean, I write code as a profession. Are you saying, like, am I immature? Am I... what are you asking there? What are you asking? Am I lewd? Do I like memes? Am I a zoomer? What's the subtext behind that question? A lewdy streamer. Professional people have a lot of things in common. I'm not sure what you mean. Creepy Man is working on a C++ final project right now. Oh, getting that grind in right before finals, I see. Are you asking if I'm a professional streamer? Or like, do I wear fancy clothes? Or like, what are you asking? Am I a prep? Like, do I spend too many hours, minutes in front of the mirror? No. You wear ties and fancy shoes, yeah. Me and the way they speak and everything. You sound like a professional person. I don't know what that means, but let's just say maybe. They all love Twitter for some reason. I fucking hate Twitter, so... Twitter is a necessary evil, unfortunately, for like developers and streamers and YouTube and all that stuff. I do not like Twitter. It's like, gets the job done, I guess. You can follow me there, but like, most of what I post is just like stream stuff, GitHub stuff, and that's probably about it. Occasionally, like, shit posting about other things. It's mostly shit posting, if I post at all. But Anthony's a professional human being and definitely not a robot. They haven't found me out yet. Hey, what's up, EVKKDE? Evkkd. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. But actually, I need to get to bed because I have to go to work tomorrow because I'm a professional. So let me do my little wind down, and then we'll find. Hopefully, someone else is still streaming some Advent of Code. But let's see. So if you liked what you saw and you want to see more content like this, or if you missed any part of the stream, I upload all my previous streams to YouTube. That's youtube.com/AnthonyWritesCode. There's a ton of content there. Usually the stuff that I work on is Python, usually open source stuff. Linters, code formatters are kind of my jam. Yeah, all that stuff is up on YouTube. But that's that. I usually stream on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Pacific, which is when I work on my open source stuff. And I usually announce those in two places. One of those is on Twitter, as I mentioned before. That's twitter.com/codewithanthony. Couldn't quite get Anthony Writes Code because the name is too long, but you know, it's close enough. Evkakadi says, hi from the EU. Hello, hello, friend. But yeah, I usually announce like 60 minutes before I go live that I'm going to start streaming. For Advent of Code, I'm going to be doing, or I'm going to try and stream every day until I go home to Michigan, where my internet will suck. So until the 17th, I'm going to try and log on every day at midnight Eastern time, or 9 p.m. my time, and hack through these Advent of Code problems. We'll see how long I keep that up, because actually I think I did pretty good last year with getting to most of them. But definitely the harder ones, I'll start staying up later and later, and it'll be longer and longer, and like, oh, it's gonna be exhausting probably, but it'll be fun. I really like working on these kind of little problems. The other thing is I announced these on Discord as well. I've just put the link to that in the chat. Our Discord is kind of cool. We talk about programming stuff. There's some memes occasionally. Mostly just like chit chat about programming. It's kind of a nice little community. But yeah, thank you guys for stopping by, and we'll go find someone to rate.